Hey everyone, welcome back to another What's in My Bag. This particular episode was originally supposed to be another What's in My Bag field trips, but we ran into some weather challenges and now it's not. So I'm just gonna flash a few photos that I did end up taking and I will go through what exactly I had packed in my bag. So my first plan was to take my son up to this mountain hut, do a little hiking, some photography, all with the Explorer 35. He would of course have his own little backpack and we just have a great time. But I called the hut the morning we were leaving and the lodge owner basically said, don't bother coming, the typhoon's here, it's gonna be miserable. So we took his word for it and canceled that plan. Unfortunately, we didn't really have another idea as a plan B because I really wanted to get into the Alpine with him, but that wasn't to be. So I just started kind of thinking of what I could do maybe locally or more in the valley kind of thing, and couldn't really think of anything. But then I remembered one of the things I want to do is to shoot Tokyo in the rain. This time it had actually been raining already in Tokyo. I made the quick decision that we should blast down to Tokyo and try and shoot in the rain. The colors are usually amazing, a little post-processing on top of that, and you can create some really beautiful images. Something I've always wanted to do. The timing just hasn't lined up yet. So there we were on our way. It was raining on the way down. As we got to Tokyo, the rain tapered off and it just turned into pretty much perfect weather. It was warm, it wasn't too hot, and it was blue skies, pretty much clear all night. So the backup plan also did not work. We ended up just watching the Olympics on TV and walking around the neighborhoods, which was fine. Japan took medals in the surfing and softball, so that was nice. Couple of sports I like. I did head out later that night just to try and grab a few photos, but it didn't have a lot of success, mostly because Tokyo is just dead right now. There's not a lot of people out. There's another lockdown, I guess, of sorts on. I'm not sure if it's state of emergency right now or not, but the most impactful thing is that most businesses are closed at 8 o'clock, so the usual lights of Tokyo are shut at 8 o'clock, and that mixed with the lack of crowds doesn't really make for the greatest atmosphere for photography. It's almost just like another suburb on the outskirts of Tokyo now, so that was kind of disappointing. Again, the rain wasn't there too, so I was basically just missing all of the elements. So I think I took one photo that I actually like, and yeah, that was it. So anyways, I'm gonna go through what's in my bag. This is basically what I had planned for my mountain adventure, except I changed the clothes into more casual, less mountainy technical gear. But as far as the actual camera gear goes and how I had it packed, I literally just swapped out what was in the front pocket and changed the clothes around. So let's start with the actual core unit and what I have inside there. Here it is, it's a medium DSLR. Now you can see I've got a 70-200 right here. This is a Sony G series. I have an A7 with 24-70 in here. And then I have Dandy Pack coconut milk. Now you can see right here it says 16-35. The reason I've got this coconut milk in here instead is because this is basically within a millimeter or so the exact same size as my 16-35, which I'm shooting this video on. So this is just a little placeholder. Got some batteries for my drone. And I have a little pouch here that also works as a lens cloth. Then I have the actual DJI Mini 2 here. Now it is completely illegal to fly a drone in Tokyo and I didn't really plan on bringing it, but I happened to have it in here. And again, I just didn't adjust what I had already packed for my mountain trip. And then right here, I have the remote control for that drone. So that's it for the medium DSLR core unit. In the document pocket, of course, I've got a travel pouch, a couple of receipts in here, and then I've got some lip balm, toothbrush, the usual instant coffee, snack bar, earplugs, Allen key, zip tie, just those kind of basic things that I always throw in here. I did have a mask in here, but I used it and it's no longer in there. And I also have some deodorant. I do not have anything in the laptop sleeve. I did not bring a laptop. Now, if we go into the upper pocket, I did have a filter wrap with some NDs and some other filters in here. I have a GoPro case here. I have one GoPro in here. Right here, I'm filming with another GoPro, which I also had with me. I use those to film the field trips videos. Inside the rear upper compartment, I have some tape tape. I usually use this or the actual medical tape just to tape my the backs of my feet, sometimes my toes, if my hiking boots are doing damage to my feet when I'm hiking. I've got my remotes here. I did have my car keys clipped in here when I was actually traveling. And I've got a magnetic clip to mount the GoPro. This usually just sticks to the interior of my car. Because I have what's called a Japanese K-truck, this will stick right to the interior of the body since we don't have plastic all over the interior. Then I have a little lens cloth, and that's it for the rear pocket. Now if we go into the front pocket, I have some snack bars. I did have another one in here, but I believe me and my son split one of those on the train. Going to the front panel pocket, I have another face mask here. I did have this shell jacket just in case it did rain, which I did not need. I wore down a pair of jeans because the weather was quite a bit cooler, and when I got there, the weather was nice the first day, but the second day it was too hot for jeans, so those went inside the bag. And I had a much lighter pair of pants that I wore around the second day. And then I have a t-shirt that I wore down, which I packed back because I changed clothes, of course. And I also had this hiking shirt, which I actually wore under that t-shirt. Just a tip for people who do happen to brew a good sweat, like myself. If you throw under a very light technical shirt, under a t-shirt, if you throw one of these very lightweight shirts underneath, you kind of create a layer, and that actually stops your t-shirt from getting damp. Just a little tip there. And then in the TPU pockets, I kind of dedicated those to batteries on this trip. I've got 2 GoPros and one for the Sony. And I've got a GoPro charger battery, another GoPro USB charger battery, and then I've got some AAAs. So that was all batteries on this trip. One more thing I had was I had 2 umbrellas, one for me, one for him. Kind of expected us to get a little bit wet. And I had those just attached to the side straps, just like this. Which is a pretty simple and obvious way to carry them. Now, you can see that it is kind of big and it is kind of clunky, and honestly it was a pain because these go way further down than the backpack, and every time we were riding on the subway it would just be an awkward, uncomfortable situation. So while we were there, I did buy this umbrella, and that was sitting in this pocket. Really convenient. This thing is tiny. I'm not going to open it up fully, but it's 50 cm in diameter. Kind of hoping that I can somehow secure a hot shoe mount here, and because this thing is so light, it's 70 grams. If I can just attach it to the top of my camera via the hot shoe, I'll be able to shoot some more images in wet weather. And yeah, it's so light and small, you know, I'll probably just leave it in here. So in the front pocket, I really didn't actually have much in the front pocket on this trip. There's nothing in here now, and I'm pretty sure I didn't pack anything except I stuffed a few receipts in here as we traveled around. So that's it. This is the Explorer 35. I'm 5'8" and change. 174 centimeters. You can see here I have it on the medium setting. I had the medium DSLR core unit inside. For a city like Tokyo that is busy, is it too big for that? I personally don't think so. If you are in the mindset where you're going to shoot photos, or if you have a job to do, or you just committed to your craft, the bag size doesn't really matter that much to me. But if I was just a casual traveler heading through the city, maybe I was en route to somewhere else and doing a layover or something like that, still I think it's fine. Of course we always want to travel with a smaller bag, but for those who need this size bag, I personally have no issue with it for traveling. I've gone down and shot in Tokyo with this bag a couple times in the last 2 months, and both times it has not been a problem. So on that note, I do believe that is it. This is the Explorer 35. If you're watching this before July 31st, you have about 24 hours probably to purchase one of these at 30% off through our Kickstarter. If that's something you want to do, you should do it quickly. So thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time. Take care.
I love Shimoda. I love Shimoda. I really love Shimoda.
ありがとう。
That's all.